Hi everyone, welcome to this virtual open day talk. My name is Steve Rafter and I'm the programme leader for BA TV production.
Hi, and I'm Martin Sharp and I'm the level 4 leader, which means I oversee the kind of units that you'll do in your first year.
My name is Hayley Sarian. I'm level 5 leader, so you'll be with me in the second year.
Hi, I'm Trevor Hearing and I'm your level 6 leader and I look after the final year of your course.
So we'd like to show you a video that was made by our own students talking about the course in their own words.
Going live in 10, 9,
Standby presenter,
8,
coming to camera
7,
1.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
If I could describe the course in one word, it would be creative.
Definitely dynamic.
Sum up the course in one word, I'd describe it as amazing.
Rewarding. Realistic. I don't think you're going to get any more of a real experience.
It's strong, it's supported by good people, and there's a lot there for you to learn from.
Fantastic.
Interactive.
Experimental.
Exciting. I just absolutely fell in love with the entire course, people, Bournemouth itself.
I chose to come to BU because it had an absolutely amazing reputation within the industry.
It's also respected by the industry, so whenever I say like, oh, I go to Bournemouth University, well, they're like, oh, Bournemouth, they've got a great course down there.
I think the facilities the course has are just incredible.
You're constantly creating, you're constantly trying out new formats, things from TV studios to documentaries to short films.
We're encouraged a lot to make our content better through constant viewings of what we've made. Theory side of the course is really important, looking into everything that kind of TV touches in terms of identity, culture.
This course challenges me because we are practicing what we're learning. We're not just learning about theories, we're actually putting it into practice.
The great thing about the lecturers here at Bournemouth is that they come from industry experience, and it's not that they all come from one place.
A lot of people that have come to speak or visit have been Bournemouth students themselves, so it's nice to hear where they've come from this course.
You're never forced to be one thing, you're given so many opportunities that you're able to grow and develop into whatever you want to be.
My favourite role since being here has been vision mixing.
I'm specialising in cameras.
I endgame want to be a floor manager. Being a producer is something that I love doing.
I would really like to work as an editor in post-production.
I love sound production.
I love directing because I like being able to turn ideas into reality.
I think I've grown massively.
I didn't know where I was going in life, and now I'm quite a driven individual.
I feel like I've become more hardworking, more independent.
Like I've stumbled, I've hit my face, but I've picked myself up.
Feels like, okay, like I could actually do this, like I could actually be behind the cameras.
And what's really exciting about that video was it was made by the second year students of BATV. So not only does it showcase what they think about the course in their own words, but it also showcases the skills that they've developed even after 1 year of producing, directing, camera work, and so on and so forth. They did it all themselves. As mentioned in the video, many of the staff that work on BA television production come from an industry background. I personally come from Primetime Factual, where I was both a programme maker, a producer, director, and I was also a development executive. So I came up with ideas for TV programmes and pitched them to channels. But equally, my colleagues come from a varied background.
My background is that I worked in Tyne Tees television up in Newcastle in ITV. I was a cameraman. You can see a picture of me there, in fact, on the left, filming in California. I've also worked as a researcher, a producer, a director, and then an executive producer, and also set up my own production company, which I ran for a number of years. So I've got a wide range of experience working in the TV industry.
I'm Martin, and I started as an independent filmmaker, and gradually worked my way into broadcast television, working in arts documentary, and then getting involved in an independent feature project that took me towards drama and ended up working for the BBC.
So my background professionally is that I work in post-production sound. I'm a sound designer for film, TV, theatre, and I've worked more recently in VR projects. I run my own business alongside teaching at Bournemouth University. So I'm still very much involved with the industry.
So here you can see a whole range of programs, a wide diversity of TV output these days. And our students have worked on all of those different productions in one way or another. So we've got graduates who've gone into the industry across a whole range of different genres of programming. And so we don't just say, well, we just do documentary, we just do drama, we just do studio. It's a whole range of different programs that our students work on. And increasingly, of course, television itself is changing these days so that it encompasses things like Netflix and Amazon Prime series and so on. So a whole range of television opens itself up to graduates from BATV. So this is Tom Perry, who I was teaching a couple of years ago, and he won an award, the Royal Television Society Award, for his documentary, which was about a racing stable. And it's not unusual for our students to win awards in the Broadcast Industry Awards, the Royal Television Society Awards in the student categories. We've got a great track record of students who've done that, gone on to win both regional and national RTS awards and other awards as well. So here we can see another award winner, Mylin, who was graduating the year following Tom, and she won an award for cinematography. So she won the Bill Vinton Award for cinematography with the Guild of Television Camera Professionals for her graduate film, which was a First World War drama. You can see some of the images there of her work. And Rihanna Gale, who's moved into production coordinating and also research. She's now working for the BBC and has worked on a wide range of programs, as you can see there. And some of our other graduates, so Hayley Reynolds, who I was teaching, has been working on The One Show. Richard Senior, who graduated perhaps 15 years ago. He's been directing Doctor Who. In fact, he directed the 50th anniversary episode of Doctor Who. Alex, who's a cinematographer. Melissa, who I remember teaching, she's now production coordinating on EastEnders and other BBC dramas. Richard Laxton, Morgana Pugh, all getting very high up in the industry now. And you can see here, Alex is a director who's working now not just in the UK, but has gone into working in other countries as well, and with really big crews on really big dramas. And here again, you can see some more award winners. So Tom Curry was a Grierson Award winner for a documentary. Carl Nielsen, award winner with the BAFTAs for EastEnders. Angus Mitchell, another Bill Vinton Guild of Television Camera for his work with Star Wars. A whole range of different people have achieved great things from BATV.
So you might be looking at coming to Bournemouth to study something to do with media production. So what we've got here is a comparison chart of the three main media film undergrad courses there. Just to show you some of the differences and similarities between the three courses, because it can be a bit confusing if you want to, what's the difference between BA media production, BA TV production and BA film. The big difference, I suppose, is media production and television production have the word production in the title. We're about making things. That's not to say film isn't, but they have a different approach to filmmaking. All the courses are 3 to 4 years long. So it's 3 years if you do a short placement, and if some students decide to go out and do a whole year placement, which of course makes the course 4 years. Along with media production, the placement is mandatory. So it's currently mandatory. So you have to do a placement in industry in order to graduate. I suppose the big difference between the TV production course and the other two is that we have a TV studio. All of the other courses are actually based around single camera shoots quite often, but the TV studio actually gives us another dimension to what we do. It's very specialized within TV production area, so it gives you some great skills in that area. Of course, media production is a much more broader course, so you'll be studying things like digital media, things like web design, app design, and it brings in audio production as well, just like podcasts and radio and that kind of thing. So it's much more broader in its focus. Television production is much more focused within TV production as a specialism. Admissions are the same across all of them, and we are accredited by IMIS as well, which is an industry standard accreditation. We're very focused on a blend of practical and theory. We don't see the two things as very different. The ethos of the course is that you learn by doing, and you think about what you're doing. Therefore, you're blending theory with practice simultaneously. If you can reflect on what you're doing and incorporate theory into your practice, this makes you a better candidate for working in the industry. Okay, so the course is about studio, location, developing your specialist skills, developing a craft within the TV production industry. Hayley will talk about this when she talks about level 5 in the second year, but we have quite a vast degree of optionality within the course. So you can really specialize in an area that you discover that you really like. We have brilliant industry links, because we all work in industry, and a lot of our graduates, as you've seen, are now in industry, so they are hiring and firing within the industry. So that's we call them the Bournemouth Mafia. So they're still out there, and they often come back and talk to us, talk to our students, and so we work really hard to maintain those relationships with industry.
And it's probably worthwhile saying that actually even this year alone, we have been Skyping behind the scenes at places like The One Show. Our students have spoken to the exec producer of The Late Late Show with James Corden. We have had people who are responsible for creating successful formats like, I don't know, Tattoo Fixers, Gogglebox. There's some very exciting industry guests that speak to our students.
So here's a little outline of each level of year groups. So in old money, this is year 1, or currently level 4, as we call it. So Martin's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think the premise is that each year everything is kind of built on what's gone before, and the premise or the house model of a kind of solid foundations builds you a solid building is kind of our premise. You're heading towards being kind of robust, intelligent, informed, skillful practitioners ultimately that will get you work. Certainly, don't be fazed by thinking that you need to know anything before you start. Some of you may have done media-based courses, some of you may not. But certainly in television craft, for instance, you're going to be learning from very basics as how to put up a tripod and how to put up a tripod solidly so it doesn't fall over. Similarly with lighting, as well as obviously the more technical, challenging aspects of things like, how to use cameras, how to understand how to use cameras for different effects, as well as looking at post-production facilities in both sound and in video editing. So whether you've had any experience of that before, if you have, great. If you haven't, it doesn't matter, because everything starts from the ground up. So this is the finding your feet kind of year. And as Steve has said, everything is informing each other. So to simply be a master craftsman in a camera when you don't understand the principles of storytelling or editorial practice is not going to help you down the line. Each of these things will resonate back into your skill set, and the broader and the more robust your skill set, the more employable you're going to be down the line. So the principles look at studio work. Trevor, I'm sure, will talk some more about that, but it's giving you a kind of a really broad sense of the kind of programs that are made, the kind of industry guidelines, the ethical principles that are there, you know, kind of from censorship through to kind of working practical processes and yeah, in guidelines about keeping safe and sustainable production methods. When we look at scholarship, you know, you're beginning to look at the kind of the basics around scholarly approaches to learning and how media functions in that world. And as you move through into what's on the right-hand columns, as you see, is the second semester. So these become developments on that kind of first semester session, equivalent a little bit over your first term, and the concept, screen, negotiated product, and understanding media all build on this. So the whole of the level 4 is this finding your feet, and at the end of that, you will have made things both on your own and with groups, huge amount of group work, huge amount of group support, and you'll have a lot of friends and hopefully be very proud of some of the things you've achieved even at the end of year 1.
So for TV Studio, in the first year, you work on a range of different genres of programming. So you might be doing performance, you might be doing magazine style programming, live programming. We do a lot of live work so that we stream straight out onto the web and get a real audience for the programs that we produce here. We undertake all the different roles in the TV studio. So that's from camera work, floor managing, sound, vision mixing. All of these things are taught in the TV studio, as well as producing and directing and managing the production as well, learning what you need to do in terms of preparation and paperwork and how to create items for instance, the one show, that sort of thing. So it's a whole range of different skills that you pick up, as well as the soft skills of working collaboratively together in a large group, because that's a very important aspect of working in the TV industry, being able to get on and work together with people. It can be very stressful, but we teach you how to manage that stress as well. And generally, students just love the TV studio.
So level 5 is the point in the course where a huge amount of optionality opens up for you. That means that many of these units, beneath them are several choices as to which direction you can go in. On the left-hand side, we've got semester 1, production portfolio 1, television specialisms and media perspectives. And on the right-hand side, we've got semester 2, production portfolio 2, open project and researching media. Now, the green units, the production portfolio units, are largely production making units, and we'll look at what the options involved with that. On the second level, we've got television specialisms and open project, which is about taking some of your practical research, for example, specialising in a certain area of production, and driving it in, going to do research and driving it in new directions. They're very kind of self-led units, both of those. And then down at the bottom, of course, as we have with all of the year groups, these are units where the emphasis is more on the scholarship part, but of course, at the same time, are looking at different areas of the media, the issues that perhaps a lot of our making touches on. Researching media, all of semester 1, it ramps up in terms of ambition, and then in semester 2, it's about really getting our students prepared and ready for the third year. If the first year is about finding your feet, the second year here, level 5, is about finding your path, and then preparing for the freedom of the third year. So if you can change slides there, Steve. So there is an idea of the optionality that we have within these units. So for example, in television specialisms, which is in semester 1, you can choose to study in depth a particular area or role. And that can be either producing, directing, editing, sound, production management, camera and lighting, and so on and so forth. So you would, under the umbrella of that unit, choose a specialist area to go into. And then in the production portfolio units, both 1 and 2, you get the option of choosing whether you're going to study making in groups, a documentary, a drama, or a studio environment, multicam and live studio kind of production. And equally in semester 2, again, there's a factual option in terms of formats, a drama option in terms of short form fiction, and a chance to get back into the studio again in terms of the show. So again, highlighting the amazing kind of range of choices you have in the second year of BATV.
So I'll talk about level 6. So Hayley mentioned the word freedom, and you have a lot of freedom in your third year, or what we call level 6. And it's very much about finding your way out into the career that you subsequently want when you leave the course. So on the left-hand side, you can see that we've got that blue box with the dissertation, inquiry and experiment, and industry research project. So I'll just explain how that works. So the dissertation is a research-based project that you undertake in the first semester. Instead of the dissertation, if you don't want to undertake one project, one research project, you can undertake the other 2 units, which are half the word count in effect of the dissertation each. So inquiry and experiment is really for people who want to use practice, production, to explore some particular aspect of research. So that's why it's called inquiry and experiment. So it's the experimental use really of media to follow up a particular thing that you want to research, creating a film or whatever it might be to undertake your research, instead of undertaking the written dissertation. But alongside that, you also undertake a written research project of a shorter length, which is the industry research project. So you might want to investigate some particular aspect of a production, how it's undertaken in some way, for instance, or a particular production company, or a particular broadcaster, or a particular issue in the industry. And that's really useful because it also gets you much closer to people who are working in the industry, and it helps you to start build the connections that you might want to use when you graduate, when you leave the course. It could be quite helpful to you. So you have the option there of the dissertation, or inquiry and experiment and industry research project. And that's in the first semester. That sits alongside a production unit called concept and project development, which is about developing ideas for what you will then undertake in your filmmaking and production in the second semester. So concept and project development is very much about developing ideas, but also if you don't want to specialize in, say, research or producing or directing, you can specialize in editing or in sound or in cinematography, for instance, or production management. And those skills are part of that development process of that unit. So it's about developing the skills that you have in those areas, if that's your trajectory that you want to follow when you graduate. In the second semester, we've got the graduate project itself, and that's working in a small group, perhaps 5 or 6 other students with you, to make productions, make films, make studio productions, whatever you choose. It's a very open brief, and there you are guided with a supervisor helping you, assisting you, and guiding you through that process of creating what will end up being a show reel really for you when you leave. It's what you can show people when you graduate. So that's a really popular part of the course, to undertake those projects, because you've got complete freedom to do what you want to do there. And then alongside that, in fact, through the year really, sits career pathways, which is very much a unit which is about how you see your career developing. And perhaps Hayley could say a bit more about that one.
Absolutely. Career pathways is all about getting you ready for the world of work. It's about teaching you to think strategically, teaching you to prepare yourself in terms of the assets that you're going to need, like preparing your show reel, like getting a multimedia CV. But it's also about thinking about where you want to be and what is you need to now do in order to get yourself started on that journey. So career pathways is how we prepare you to now enter the industry that you've been studying for the last 3 years of your undergraduate degree.
So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've got a better idea about what the BATV production programme is all about at Bournemouth University. If you have any further questions, please email me. My email address is on the screen there, srafter@bournemouth.ac.uk, and I'll be happy to answer anything for you. So we're just going to say goodbye now.
Bye.
We hope to see you soon. Take care.